From the other side of the Footlights, here is WHRO FM critic M.D. Ridge.
The word is out about Red Priest, which explains the standing room only crowd for their concert at Virginia Wesleyan's Hofheimer Theater April 25th. The off-the-wall Baroque quartet took on Handel's Messiah. You may well wonder how a quartet was going to do that, and Vivaldi's Four Seasons. Ditto. Of course, if your idea of Baroque chamber music is all solemn and buttoned up, you'd be right. It would be impossible. But not for the players of Red Priest, named after the red-headed composer Vivaldi. There's no one like them anywhere in the world, literally. There's Piers Adams, recordist extraordinaire, with his stock of recorders ranging from tiny sopranino instruments to a big bent bass recorder. He stashes them in a cloth on the floor under the harpsichord and bends down to switch instruments, often several times in a single movement. But you can do that and play harmony with two recorders simultaneously if you're the best in the world. The leonine Angela East, think Janis Joplin with a cello, only better, has played all over the world, not only with Red Priest, but with leading Baroque orchestras, and her own ensemble, the Revolutionary Drawing Room. David Wright plays the harpsichord, in this case the gorgeous black and red 2016 Robert Duffy harpsichord from the collection of Thomas Marshall, harpsichordist for William and Mary's Wren Masters. Wright appears to be the calmest of the quartet, but appearances can be deceiving, like the classic description of a duck, serene on the surface but paddling furiously underneath. The program noted that he joined Red Priest in 2011, quote, since which time his life slowly but surely has started to unravel. Violinist David Greenberg, who at one point looks like Groucho Marx playing Chaplin, can, I think, do anything with his instrument, from ardent passion to hand percussion on a violin, to gypsy throbbing, to growling menace, to high-speed duets with Adams recorders, and that's just the beginning. He grew up in Maryland, lives in Nova Scotia, and specializes not only in Baroque music, but in Scottish Baroque folk music and Cape Breton fiddle music. He tours with Red Priest for their U.S. tours. Individually and together, they're simply brilliant. Noting that Handel was a great improviser, they began the Messiah variations with Adams making bird calls on a sopranino recorder, looking up into the rafters. Fast passages seemed to be at incredible speed until they were played even faster with awesome technical skills. East, the cellist, said she had arranged the Messiah for Red Priest, calling Handel very transparent and easy to arrange for the four of us. Excuse me? This is easy? A phrase from Jesus Christ Superstar floats up and disappears. The cello ominous theme from Jaws and ramps up into high speed. Greenberg's violin zooms into an Irish tune, one phrase, and gone. How beautiful are the feet gets labeled Siciliano pedicura, Sicilian pedicure. Right. East's cello brings out a walking bass line leading up into a bluesy hallelujah with bent notes. Greenberg segues into throbbing gypsy violin. They change keys again and again, and a phrase of happy birthday cracks the audience up. Insanity makes excellence. Vivaldi's Four Seasons had texts that we never hear. The program include descriptions from those texts of a sleeping goat herd, a barking dog, summer bird calls, a drunken harvest celebration, drowsy drunkards, a stag hunt, winter's bitter frost and cold winds, dreaming by the fire, ice skating, the ice breaks, more winds. Red Priest did it all. Cuckoo and other birds, an odd waltz, a storm enhanced by flickering lights and thunder. In a slow section of autumn, East slumps over her cello. That's the drowsy drunkard's part. Wright slumps over the harpsichord, hitting a note with his forehead. Adams lies on the floor, playing an impossibly long note until Greenberg pokes him with his bow. Wright suddenly strikes up God Save the Queen on his harpsichord. An odd tango is eventually discerned as April Showers. Yes, it's hilarious, but more importantly, it's utterly miraculous musicianship in the highest form of play. Sandra Billy, director of the Center for Sacred Music and artistic director of the Wesleyan Concert Series, says they try to get Red Priest back often enough so that every student will be able to see them at least once during their 4 years. At Tuesday's performance were students, former students, members of the public, musicians, all of whom rose cheering and whistling for a long, well-deserved standing ovation. From the other side of the Footlights, I'm M.D. Ridge.